Yes, Mark is on Zoom and Rob is on the phone.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Steve. How's it going?
Good. This is the Hiawatha City Council meeting for May 20th, 2026. We'll call the meeting to order at 5:30. Item number 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand, face the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, everyone. Number 3, roll call, please.
CJ Flynn,
Here.
Ben Fiddler,
Here.
Rob Archibald,
Here.
Jeff Cater,
Here.
Jill Weigel.
Number 4, approval of the agenda. I need a motion and a second to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
And a first and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. Number 5, approval of the consent agenda. Need a motion and a second to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Got a first and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. Number 6, citizens input. Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to speak on something that is not on the agenda? Anybody on the phone?
No.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Number 7, report from council members, myself or the city manager. Anybody got anything? I got selected to be able to participate in the Junior Achievement 3DE Creativity and Innovation for Delta Airlines with 9th graders from Albernet and Prairie Middle School, or I guess, yeah, middle school, 9th graders, at Kirkwood, our local campus of Kirkwood on Boyson Road the other day. Very interesting. They had some great ideas. There was 3 of us judges that picked the top team and also the second place team out of the 4 competing teams out of 250 students who were there. So pretty interesting. Had some great stuff. And a team, one of the teams from Albernet School was the winner, and Prairie School had a runner-up. But they both scored, or actually all 4 of them scored very highly, and it was very close between first and second place. Anybody else have anything? And Hiawatha Business Summit this morning went very well. There was over 50 people in attendance. Standing room only. It was great to hear from Jay Wheeler with NextEra and Dwayne Arnold Energy plant getting to restart. A lot of business people there. Some came from far south of southern Cedar Rapids area with the business owners and stuff wanting to hear about the construction and the training and stuff for the new employees and all the construction jobs. So they were making context for construction contracts and stuff as well after the meeting.
I guess I would be remiss also to not recognize Amy for coming out of clerk retirement to cover for the city clerk, the deputy city clerk for this meeting.
We appreciate that.
Write that down.
I think she already did. All right. Anybody else?
They had it's called Corridor Conference on Aging, and it's the first one they've ever had. And that was today at the Lynn County Regional Center that Kirkwood put on right in Hiawatha. Had about 100 seniors. It was a really nice event.
Okay. And I'll be glad when we get our other pickleball courts installed at Turtle Creek, because the ones at Guthrie's Park, when I drove by, had people in wait to get on one of the courts. So very well used. All right, moving on. Number 8, need a presentation by Joe Harmon, the Solid Waste Agency. Joe?
Mr. Mayor, Council, thanks for having me back. I'm Joe Grady. I'm the interim director of the Cedar Rapids Lynn County Solid Waste Agency. So here for our annual update on services and programs. I have some information about landfill capacity and governance. That's really important and pretty timely with what's happening this week. So first off, the agency, we're a 28E organization formed back in the city of Cedar Rapids and Lynn County combined back in 1994. We have a 9-member board of directors. That's 6 officials from the city of Cedar Rapids, 2 Lynn County supervisors, and 1 appointee from the city of Marion. That's based on Lynn County's population, with Cedar Rapids being around 60% of the population. And all the services and programs I'm going to talk about today are completely funded by our landfill tipping fee. Although we're a government agency, we do not receive any taxpayer dollars directly. It all comes from the garbage that people throw away. We operate 2 locations. Site 2 is the landfill and recycling location north of Marion. Site 1 is Mount Trashmore, the closed landfill that's now the recreation area. And then Site 3 is the compost facility that's adjacent to Mount Trashmore down by Czech Village. I'll start with the compost facility. Just want to let you know that we do have compost available and it is free for all Lynn County residents. If you come with your personal vehicle, you can take as much as you can fit. In a personal size vehicle, have to do that qualifier. You're getting people who are starting to rent dump trucks and get the giant double axle dump trailers. So to make sure we have enough for everyone, we tell them, well, you can use those, but you're only gonna get a residential size load for free, which is like a pickup size load. Then you have to pay for the rest of that. But there is a supply available. And then also we do have double ground wood chips, which are great for landscaping. Those are also free for Lynn County residents. And then the Mount Trashmore trails and overlook are also open for the season. If you haven't been up there, great view. Best view. The tallest point that you can stand on Lynn County is at the top of Mount Trashmore. And then the Mount Trashmore Challenge is underway. That's going up and down Mount Trashmore 140 times. That's the equivalent of scaling Mount Everest. So that's going on right now. And there's benchmarks as you go along the way. People get prizes and things like that. We partnered with the district on this program. We've already had 3 people that have completed it already this year.
Wow.
I think last year we set a record, more than 400 people signed up and over 120 finished. So we're hoping to break that this year. Moving on to our tipping fees, we're going to have a slight increase coming up in the next fiscal year starting July 1st. Currently, the tipping fee for garbage is $50 per ton. On July 1st, it is going up to $53 per ton. But our minimum fees for residents are staying the same. That's based on the type of vehicle they come in. So if you come in a regular car, like a Chevy Impala or a Toyota Camry, it's a $12 flat fee. If you come in a SUV, minivan, or crossover, $15 flat fee. And then pickup trucks and full-size vans are $22. And I always like to reiterate, I always tell folks, make sure you get your money worth when you come out. I have had people that come to the office and complain that I just got charged $22 for 2 bags of garbage. And I go, were you in a pickup truck? Yes, I was. Okay. But hey, I'm like, that's the flat fee. He's like, I could have stayed at home and bought 2 extra garbage stickers, only cost $5. I'm like, yes, you could have done that. Please do that in the future. So excellent curbside services. I know Hiawatha, most people use ABC. And everywhere else in Lynn County has good curbside services. So use those. If you need to come to us, bring as much as you can, get your money's worth out of that load. The other tipping fee that's going up that'll affect most people is the yard waste. It's going up to $35, currently $32. The minimum fees are staying the same. And some of our other services that do have a cost are staying the same for this next fiscal year. So tires, still gonna be $4 per tire, 5 if it's on the rim. And then with white goods, which are appliances, that's staying the same, $10 per appliance. And then TVs and monitors are staying the same. That's $15 per TV or monitor. And the reason for this is it helps us offset the cost of the program. Big box TVs, and I was actually just talking about this, the city of Ely had to clean up. I was there on Monday night, and their city administrator was telling me he couldn't get over the amount of CRTs, the big box TVs that people still have because they brought those in. Like, we see them every week, they don't stop. And when we take those to our recycling processor, that TV that they paid $15 to drop off, we get charged $70 for it because they charge by the weight. And a 32-inch Sony big box TV weighs like 300 pounds. So that's why we still have to charge for TVs and monitors. But for our recycling services that are no charge for residents, that are going to remain the same, scrap metal, no charge. Household hazardous materials, this is a big one. That's your paints, chemicals, stains, cleaners, anything that's in the garage or basement, you drop it off for no charge. Commingled recyclables, that's things that you recycle curbside. Paper, cardboard, aluminum, steel cans. Plastics, I think I've talked about this in the past. Plastics, people always ask, do they really get recycled? I reiterate, 1s and 2s are the ones that get recycled. 3 through 7, there still is no market for those. So 3 through 7s end up getting landfilled. So 1s and 2s do get recycled. So please just take a look at the number on it. If it's a 1 or 2, recycle it. If it's a 3 through 7, go ahead and throw it out. Don't feel bad about it. Fluorescent tubes, no charge. Cardboard, we do try to keep cardboard separate because it has more value that way. The only change we made with the cardboard recycling in the last year is now we require people to flatten it before they bring it out to us. We're having an issue with people who are leaving and they're getting new TVs. They leave all the styrofoam inside there. A lot of these big boxes now come with like wood framing inside there, that kind of stuff. It was jamming up our baler, causing a lot of issues. So Now people just have to flatten it before they bring it out. Batteries, no charge. I'll talk about that more in a second. Old clothing, we still partner with St. Vincent de Paul out of Cedar Rapids, so they take all that material, which has been, they're a great partner. Hardcover and softcover books, no charge. All other electronics besides TVs and monitors, no charge. So if you can plug it in and it's not an appliance, we'll take it as an electronic, no charge. Old CDs, VHS tapes, DVDs, that's the most interesting box I think we have in our recycling building. I can't get over the amount of cassette tapes and VHS that are out there, but people are recycling those every week. Bicycles, we take those for no charge. And then medical sharps and syringes. We've seen a huge uptick in those with all the GLP drugs, Ozempic and so forth. And so we still are taking those for no charge, but a lot of people are bringing those in. Moving on to the battery drop-off box. This is something that we started as a pilot program just to see if there's some interest in that. And there has been big outreach with this. We're pretty far away for some people, especially if you get down to like, Fairfax and Ely and places like that. So to make it easier, we put these battery recycling boxes in communities around Lynn County, Hiawatha, we have one, and your public library. I can't go. It's our second busiest. Marion's public library is the busiest, and then your guys' library is number 2. I get a call up once every 2 weeks. Hey, we need a new box. And the services they have in there, it's incredible. The different stuff like that, the food pantry, just all the different things right in the lobby there. Amazing. So Hiawatha's doing a great job with that. Eventually, I think we're going to look to get permanent boxes. We'll do the pickup on those. This is just, we're trying this out. But getting a really good response. And the reason for this is just with the danger of fires in the landfill from the lithium-ion batteries. We'll take all types of batteries in here. We're mostly concerned about the lithium ions. And it's really helping it out. Each of these boxes, I think they're averaging around 30 pounds of batteries that they're diverting. We get 600 tons of garbage a day. You think, oh, what's the difference 30 pounds makes? It just takes one battery to start a fire. So this has been a great program, and Hiawatha has been a really good partner. So thank you for that. Other partnerships that we continue to have, working with Willis 80 on the mattress recycling. We bring a mattress out to the landfill. It's going to cost you $20 per mattress. You know about this after the cleanup you've done. The reason for that is mattresses are probably the most difficult thing that we manage in the landfill. Our compactor weighs 110,000 pounds. It goes over top of a mattress, it flattens it. The second it drives over top of it, that mattress comes back up. Now imagine Levitt comes out with anywhere from 20 to 40 mattresses at a time. And so it was a nightmare. Now with this program, Levitt takes their mattresses to Willis 80 over on First Avenue, southeast of Cedar Rapids. That's where they have now a crew, full-time, 6 people working full-time to manufacturing them. So it's created jobs for their homeless clients. It's keeping material out of the landfill for us, and we're subsidizing them, so they're making money off of it. So that's been a great partnership and beneficial for both sides. And then we're also working with Central Furniture Rescue, trying to divert material when residents come to our residential dumpster area. If our staff sees they have one good thing in there, like a table or a chair, we pull it to the side, and the Central Furniture Rescue picks it up, and they take it and give it to people who are going into housing for the first time and don't have anything. So that's diverting tens of tons of material each month too. It's big bulky stuff that's helping us save space. So great partnership. And I believe you have a presentation. I included the slide showing you the pie chart of how much garbage we do receive in Lynn County. Last year, FY25, we were just under 182,000 tons of material. And I included that to show where the garbage is coming from. 30% of the garbage we receive is municipal solid waste. So that's the garbage that's picked up curbside, City of Cedar Rapids, City of Marion, by our residents throughout Lynn County. The majority that we get, though, the 70% of the garbage is commercial industrial. When people hear that, they think, oh, is that like Quaker Road, Stringer Mills, Cargill? That's part of it. But commercial means every business. So every business around here that has a dumpster behind it, come to us. Every school, the churches, hospitals, that's a big part of that. So the majority of the garbage that we receive is commercial and industrial. And so we want to draw attention to that because talking about landfill capacity, you probably heard about this, and I talked about it a little bit last year. We are filling up. And knowing this in the space that we're allowed to use, we're required to have an 1,800-foot setback, part of the settlement agreement that we have with the City of Marion. So our southern boundaries here, our landfill can only go down this far. We have to be 1,800 feet away from the southern boundary. DNR regulations say you only have to have a 50-foot setback. So if we could use that entire space, we'd have landfill capacity for about another 40 years. So Marion's aware of this. In the past, they had told us no. There's new council members, new city administrator there. So we've been talking for the last couple of years. Is there a way that we can look to utilize that space? That led to the formation of a working group. So we had officials from the City of Cedar Rapids, from the City of Marion, from Lynn County, an appointee from local large industry, agency staff, and then one appointee representing the smaller communities. The city administrator from Ely was on this committee. And they came up with a list of recommendations. The Marion said they would want to see these things implemented before they would consider expansion of the landfill. That would include changing our governance structure. So right now, like I said, we have 9 members. They would like to see that increase to 14. So Cedar Rapids would keep their 6. Then they would appoint 1 member of local large industry for 7. Then the county would get 3 seats. Marion would get 3 seats. And then one of our other communities would get the 14 seats. So there'd be 14 on the board. That's the main point. And then Marion would get a host fee for garbage. So they would get a cut of every ton that comes in. And there's some other recommendations coming off of that. And Marion's actually voting tomorrow about whether or not to accept the working group recommendations. And if they accept it, then it's up to the city of Cedar Rapids, Lynn County, and then the agency would then vote on it too. And then all entities say yes, then potentially we can see the expansion. However, Marion's only talking about giving a 450-foot expansion that would get agencies at 2044 at current garbage levels. That's when the agency's charge as the 28E ends. And I think some members of the city and county were thinking, well, if we're going to change the governance, we should use the whole thing. So that can be a potential sticking point. So we'll see what the voting shakes out here in the next couple of months with all of the entities. But the reason that this is so important is our board has said there's not going to be a new landfill in Lynn County. The zoning restrictions, there's just no parcels of land left. So I've been throwing this out to every city council I talk to. If you know anybody that has 300 to 500 acres of land and you can't grow crops on it and they don't want to sell, let us know if you're interested. But there's pretty much no land like that out there. So it's not impossible, but it's next to impossible for us to site a new landfill. So if the expansion with Marion, if it doesn't happen, the agency, when we do get full, and right now it's looking anywhere from 2036 to 2039, just depends on the amount of garbage we get. Once we are full at County Home Road, we'll operate as a transfer station. So if you've been in our recycling building, you know everything's dropped off there. We're just the middleman. Like the electronics get dropped out there. They get taken to Walford. The recycling goes down to Republic, the old city carton by Hawkeye Downs. Garbage will be the same way. It'll get dropped off on the other side of the building, loaded into semis, and then we'll ship it out to a landfill or an alternative technology, someplace that can handle the amount of garbage that we receive. And that will happen until June 30th, 2044, at which point that site has to close. And then we'll have to, hopefully by then, have a solution of if the agency is going to continue, we'll be operating in a new location with a different transfer station. So that's what's all up in the air. So I just want to wrap up by telling folks, in the meantime, we're still here, we're still working, we're still trying to provide people with diversion opportunities, and we do have a lot of them. So everything that we can divert keeps that landfill around a little longer, and that will help keep the price down, because the reason we're going to do transfer is because it's the next cheapest option after landfilling, but it's still going to cost double compared to landfilling. And everything else that we've looked at, there are alternative technologies, they're just very, very expensive. And because most of the garbage we receive is commercial industrial, it doesn't have to come to us. So if we had some new super technology, but it costs $400 a ton, all that private garbage is going to be going out to someplace that's a lot cheaper, and we'll be stuck with something that we can't afford. But I just want to wrap by saying again, yeah, we're still here. We're still here looking to serve the citizens of Hiawatha County. And if something does change with our governance structure, I'll be back just to give you a quick update later in the year, just to let you know how it will affect the city of Hiawatha.
Okay. Joe, I got a question. I'm glad you mentioned the rising number of sharps used for the GLP and GLP-1s that are in use now. So is it true that you can use a sharps container, tape it up with like packing tape, so it can't accidentally come open, and put it in your regular trash, or should it go in recycling?
It should not go in either. It
Okay.
should actually be brought out to us.
Okay.
And we accept it for free. But same thing, like even if people don't have the like red medical biohazard ones, if they have a heavier plastic container, like a old Tide or laundry detergent, same thing. Put it in there, put the lid on, and then put some duct tape over top of it, write sharps on it. You can drop that off for free too. Milk jugs, especially now the plastic's a little bit thinner, those aren't technically thick enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't.
And it's no charge, right?
It's no charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to put it in the regular garbage because
Yeah.
handling on it, some of the garbage haulers still pick up by hand, and then definitely not in the recycling things.
That fee that Marion wants to charge per ton for the expansion, obviously we don't have the numbers, but you see that substantially. I assume it's going to roll down to consumer businesses, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
How much do you think that's going to increase cost for them to levy that on?
Potentially. It could be, let's see, because they talked about having a base number of, like, they'd be guaranteed $250,000 a year, plus they would get, I think they wanted $1.25 of all MSW residential loads, and then $1.75 from the commercial industrial. And we did the numbers based on it. They would look to get, over the course of the expansion of the landfill. So let's say the landfill goes up to 2038, and then so they can do this for 6 years, they would get a little over $1 million each year out of that. So that would be something, we did not budget it, and the way that the proposal was written, it would go into effect immediately when all entities agreed. So we'd have that budgeted, that would have to be passed through our tipping fee, so you'd see an increase anywhere of like $3 to $5 a ton just to cover that.
How are they justifying that cost? I mean, are they saying that the city has cost built into that expansion? I mean,
They're saying because so we're at the edge of the city of Marion, that's why it's always contentious. So we're the county, next to us is the city of Marion. And they're saying they incur the brunt of the traffic coming through, both going through, along County Home Road, Highway 13, most of that comes through city of Marion at some point. And then with litter concerns and wear and tear basically on the infrastructure.
Anybody else have anything? Thank you, Joe.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
appreciate it, thank you.
You bet. Number 9, public hearing to consider the FY 2026 budget amendment. We'll open the public hearing at 5:50. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak in favor of the item? Is there anyone that'd like to speak in opposition of the item? Have we received anything in the clerk's office?
No.
We'll close the public hearing at 5:51. A, consider resolution approving FY 2026 budget amendment. Need a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
And first and second discussion? Roll call, please.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Ben Fidler,
Aye.
Jill Weigel, Jeff Cader,
aye.
CJ Flynn.
Aye.
Number 10, public hearing. To consider amending the Hiawatha Code of Ordinances, Chapter 101, Storm Water Drainage Systems, Substate 101.03 rates. We'll open the public hearing at 5:51. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in favor of the item? Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to speak in opposition of the item? Have we received anything in the clerk's office?
No.
All right, we'll close the public hearing at 5:52. A, consider first reading. Need a motion approving the first reading?
Second.
And a first and second, roll call please.
Ben Fidler,
Aye.
Jill Weigel, Jeff Cader,
Aye.
CJ Flynn,
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
B, consider waiving the second and third readings. Need a motion waiving the second and third readings. Need a first and second.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? C, consider adoption. Need a motion to adopt. Need a first and second.
So moved.
Roll call please.
Jill Weigel, Jeff Cader,
Aye.
CJ Flynn,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Ben Fidler.
Aye.
All right, we'll close the public hearing at 5:53. Or already did it. Sorry. Number 11, $3,990,000 general obligation loan note, series 2026. A, consider resolution appointing paying agent, note registrar, and transfer agent, approving the paying agent, note registrar, and transfer agent agreement, and authorizing the execution of the agreement. Need a motion approving the resolution?
So moved.
Got a first and second discussion? Roll call, please.
Jeff Cader,
Aye.
CJ Flynn,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Ben Fidler,
Aye.
Jill Weigel.
B, consider resolution amending the resolution authorizing the issuance of $3,300,000 general obligation capital loan notes and levying a tax for the payment thereof, passed and approved March 18, 2026, by substituting a new resolution therefore, approving and authorizing a form of loan agreement and authorizing and providing for the issuance of $3,990,000 general obligation capital loan notes, series 2026, and levying a tax to pay the notes, Approval of the tax exemption certificate and continuing disclosure certificate. Need a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Got a first and second discussion? Roll call, please.
CJ Flynn,
Aye.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Ben Fidler,
Aye.
Jill Weigel, Jeff Cader.
Aye. Number 12, consider resolution authorizing the finance director to make the appropriate inter-fund transfer of sums and record the same in the appropriate manner for FY 2026 for the city of Hiawatha. Need a motion to approve the resolution in a second?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Rob Archibald,
Aye.
Ben Fidler,
Aye.
Jill Weigel,
Aye.
Jeff Cader,
Aye.
CJ Flynn.
Aye.
Item 13, consider resolution authorizing contract for auditing services for FY 2026 to 2028. Need a motion to approve the resolution in a second?
So moved.
Second.
Got a first and second discussion? Roll call, please.
Ben Fidler,
Aye.
Jill Weigel,
Aye.
Jeff Cader,
Aye.
CJ Flynn,
Aye.
Rob Archibald.
Aye.
Item 14, placement of items for a next agenda or a work session. Does anybody have anything they want to add or for a work session? Okay. Moving on, item 15. Ben, would you consider a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Need a first and a second? Or a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned at 5:56. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
And I'd like to mention that we have Lane County Supervisor Sammy in the audience also. Appreciate you coming in. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye, Mark.